Okay, so if there is anything that is causing you a distraction right now, go ahead and remove that distraction as much as you can. Turning off notifications, turning over your phone, closing your door, whatever you need to do. Invite you now to take a deep breath. We are at the start of a brand new week, June 3rd. Maybe you're kicking off your summer plans. Maybe you're kicking off a new project, whatever it might be. This is the place to be focusing in on what your priorities are. And really glad you're here today. So let's start by identifying our intention for the week. Okay, this is who you're going to be. Who do you want to be this week? Often what we do as leaders, we are moving so fast and have so much on our plates that we skip this step. This step is critical because this actually informs what we're going to do. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be focused? Do you want to be discerning? Do you want to be objective? Do you want to be present? Do you want to be lighthearted, or do you want to be direct and firm? Not that those are opposites, or just all coming out here. The first step is to identify who you want to be this week and write that down, okay? Write it down in a place that you can see it this week. I know for a lot of people, it's a sticky note on a computer. If that's not you, you can put it in your phone. You can write it on a piece of paper and stick it close by. Who do you want to be this week that is going to inform everything that you do and elevate your results from that presence or that beingness that you want to be? That is the first step here, okay? Okay. Second step is to look at your calendar. Literally take out your calendar right now. Look at what's coming up this week for you. Maybe you've spent some time looking at it already, and if you have, I am going to encourage you to look at it from a different lens. Look at it from the lens of, is what is important to you on your calendar? In other words, what is going to move the needle for you in your work, in your health, in your relationships? And ensure that those things that are going to move the needle are on your calendar. Often our calendar just gets taken over sort of unconsciously by all the other demands and requests coming at us. But this is our time to be intentional, to plan, and we make it a ritual every Monday. So as you look at your calendar, do you have space for that nagging thing that you know you need to focus on? And maybe it's delegating something to somebody else. Have you carved out space for that? And if not, carve it out right now. So the second piece that we do with this looking at the calendar is blocking time. Time block is a science-backed, proven way of getting more done that matters to you. The trick is showing up when that time comes. That's another story. Okay? Is there some planning that you've been wanting to do, but the weeds are pushing out? So many of the executives that I talk to on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, this is the thing we're talking about. We're talking about how to stay at a 10,000 foot view and not be at the 1,000 foot view in the weeds. Are you doing those tasks that your role requires of you and that you know are important, but somehow don't do because of the fires you're putting out? So you're in charge of your calendar more than you think. I'll say that again. You are in charge of your calendar more than you think. And this ritual and planning time is a time to start to carve out time for those things that are most important. Do you have time on there for your most important relationships? You can literally block that out. Because when someone comes emailing or calling and saying, hey, do you have time for this? You can look at your calendar and go, gosh, you may seem like you have time, but you've got something very important planned with your loved ones. And when it's on the calendar, that's a reminder. Or do you have time for a workout or a walk? Or preparing a healthy meal? Or spending time with the person who's preparing the healthy meal to have some connection? Often when we identify these things that are important to us, that we want to prioritize, that get pushed out, we think, gosh, there's not time on my calendar for that. But this is, again, we're up-leveling our thinking here to a thought that if you're in charge of your calendar, then what can you do to ensure that priority has time? And there's a couple hacks for that, a couple mindset hacks. And one is, things don't have to take as long as they do. They take as long as they do because of the level of focus that we have. So if we give something an hour, maybe a meeting or a task, you're going to stretch it through the whole hour. So I like to challenge myself to say, if I think it's going to take an hour and I've got a lot of practice at this, I know I can probably only reserve 45 minutes or even 30 minutes. Because if I am distraction free for that time, I can get so much more accomplished. Do you know that it takes 23 minutes to get back to focus once you're distracted? 23 minutes. And how many times are you distracted with your own technology, or emails popping in constantly, or people popping in wanting to talk to you, or calling or messaging? So to be distraction free during that block of time, you can actually schedule less time for the thing you might have scheduled more time for when you choose to be distraction free during that block of time. So I'll share that there is enough time to do all the things that are important to you. There is enough time. So part of this ritual and planning time is discernment of what is really, really important to you and what is making a difference. You could be doing tasks that aren't actually making a difference. When you sit back and reflect on those, right? That's the reason, part of the reason for the book, Pause to Prosper. Through rest and reflection, entrepreneurs and executives can achieve more. Because when we sit back and go, gosh, for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and kind of scrutinize in a way the things that we're doing and really asking ourselves, is this making a difference? Or is this keeping me busy? Is this making a difference, or is this keeping me busy? Is this getting the result that I want? All right, so now what you're doing is you are blocking your calendar with those things that are important to you. You've written down your intention for the week, who you want to be, how you want to show up. And I sent to you this morning the Congruence Compass. You've got it in your email. And this is a compass that helps you stay really congruent with who you are, what's important to you, and staying aligned with your goals. And in the center of that compass is peace. Isn't that interesting? It's peace because you know you're congruent as you do the steps, do the tasks, have the meetings that are aligned with you. So it's knowing what your genius is, knowing what your values are. And that informs the rest of the compass. And we get the direction with the true north. What is our purpose? What is the vision that we have in the organization, for ourselves, and staying connected to that. So when we make choices on what goes on our calendar, we can make a choice based on our vision, keep us moving in the right direction. There are other pieces to the compass, like potential, how we unlock our full potential through that, through a daily practice. This is part of a daily practice by having a ritual and planning time. Through our mindset, through how we take care of ourselves and get adequate rest. So on the east and the west is power and presence. And so we're going to be unpacking this summer, and I'm excited that you'll be here with me for that. We're going to unpack little by little by little, and today was an introduction of the compass. And you have that in your email. You can check that out, kind of study it if it's something that's interesting to you. This is developed from 10 plus years of coaching that I've been doing with high performers and high-level leaders and upcoming emerging leaders as well. And how we can be effective, how we can get results faster with more ease and less inner conflict and less bogging down and less weeds, actually. So you can pick up the book in the link that is in the email. It's only $4.99. It's an ebook. It's more expensive on Amazon. It's about $9.99. You can pick that up and follow along if you like. It's not required though. You'll still get a ton of benefit and a ton of value out of this ritual and planning time in the micro teachings that we'll be talking about with that compass. Okay, so it is easy for high performers who are getting a lot done to take for granted all that they're getting done and to feel a little defeated or deflated or unmotivated because of so much you want to do. And so this is how we end our ritual and planning time for Miracle Monday. We end it with a little bit of gratitude and recognizing the wins and the accomplishments that we have had, no matter how small. Because every step is a step in the direction to achieving the goals. So we want to pause to prosper. We want to pause, take time to reflect on, hey, what have I accomplished over the last week? Make note of that. It's another mindset hack. It's a way that we can stay motivated to keep going by remembering and being grateful for what we've been able to accomplish so far. My dog is playing. You might be hearing something. I can't mute him. So take stock of what you've accomplished in the last week or so. Feel that genuine gratitude for that. And let that be the uplift that you can take into your week. Like, yeah, I have already been able to accomplish this. It's not necessarily where I want to be, but without that, I can't get to where I want to be. So it's critical and it's important. What have you accomplished so far? And what gratitude you have for that? I'll let you sit in that for the next 30 seconds before we wrap up together and really relish and appreciate the progress you have made and not forget that part of the process. This ritual and planning time moves very fast, as you may have noticed or been noticing. I know Jeff's been attending for a while now, many, many months, and this goes fast, and it also makes a huge difference. And I call it Miracle Monday because it creates miracles with just a little bit of planning, a little bit of intention. It feels like miracles, but it's actually doing the things that create success. Doing the things that we know create success, but we don't step back and do them. And that's why I'm committed to showing up here every day for you without cost. You can open this up to your teams. Your teams can come, your colleagues, your family, you can invite them to join us. It's no problem here. And whoever can come each week comes. And I'm showing up regardless. All right, so take your intention into your week, live that out. Commit to your schedule and shifting it in a way that feels congruent with your goals and your values. Remember your accomplishments. And have a great week. I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.